Hello everybody, welcome back to Tarot Magpie. My name is Sylvie. I said that in the wrong order, but we're rolling with it. I hope you're doing all kinds of good. Today I am filming a unsolicited VR to a couple people, but primarily this is a playing with pairs video. If you've seen any of my tarot unboxings or just various other videos, I love to play with deck pairs. I love to read with deck pairs. It's a good time. That's what I'm doing today. But this video specifically features the Hush Tarot, which I have tried to get rid of so many times, but I just can't bring myself to actually move it along. To the point that it wasn't in my recently filmed, I'm not sure what order everything's going up, but my mass market tarot deck collection. This deck isn't in there because at that point this was still in deck purgatory. And then I watched a video, it was Know Thyself Tarot, and she was pairing decks with the Hush Tarot and specifically spoke about using, because obviously the image in the Hush Tarot is quite abstract, as in not a conventional tarot deck of images, and she was talking about using decks that translate the Hush Tarot. And I was like, that's genius. Why have I never thought about doing that with the Hush Tarot? I think I just didn't get on with using it on its own, and then it never occurred to me to try and pair it. I'm not sure. So that's kind of inspired this video. So I'm pairing the Hush Tarot because I want to make it work for me. I'm looking for pairs for the Woven Path Tarot because this is beautiful. I want to use it. It's relatively new and it kind of got buried under an influx of new decks in my collection, and I feel like I haven't really given it a chance to shine. And then the third deck I am playing with pairs with today is the Mars Power Tarot, which is a new one to me, and the artwork is just so chaotic that I feel like it needs pairing with things for me to best use it. I feel like it's a deck that wants to be paired with other things. So these are the three that I'm working with today. I guess this is also along the same lines as Krista, who's changed her channel in Krista Chronicles. She does her deck speed dating videos. It's a similar vibe. I'm playing with a bunch of pairs. We're just trying to find pairings that work for these three. I'm going to get straight into it. So first up, we're going to do the Hush Tarot because that is the one that inspired it all. My desk is just covered in decks. It's a little bit chaotic. Right, so in the spirit of translating this deck, I thought I would start by trying to pair it with a couple of decks that read really easy for me, that just make a lot of sense to me. And so the first of those is Tarot of the Crystal World, which I think this was a standout deck for me. This must have been in my standout decks video, right? I'm not sure. I've been filming a lot in the last couple of weeks, so it's all a bit blurry. I also have hopes that the color palette's gonna look good with these two. And so far, I think that's a valid thing. Knight of Pentacles and the Wheel. Do you see what I mean? This is not a traditional tarot imagery symbolism kind of deck. Two of Swords and the Queen of Wands. Ace of Wands, Ten of Swords. I think I like the images together. I think I like the art styles. They're obviously very different. This has a lot more detail. This is a little bit more cartoony. This one's more sketchy. This one's more line work and block color. Hanged Man, Page of Wands. Visually I like them together. Eight of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. I feel like we're a little bit trapped, and then somebody is taking us out of that. Seven of Pentacles, Four of Cups. Don't ignore what's right in front of you. King of Cups and Temperance. I think for sure with the Hush Tarot, because I really haven't used it much and I've kind of got in my brain that I don't really like it. I love this Queen of Swords though. I'm gonna have to actually do some readings to see if they work, but I like it visually. I don't know if it's clicking. The color palettes are great, so I'm kind of disappointed that it's not clicking. Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles. This is Pentacles, right? It must be. Yes, Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles. That's nice to end on. All right, next up as a kind of translator deck is the Terra Volatile, which also was a standout deck. This is one of, if not my most favorite deck. It's just such a clear and, again, not like easy reader in that it's not like an easy good time, but oh, I've got the 6 and 4 of Wands. Celebration. But it's just such a clear reader for me. The Moon and the King of Cups. And I also thought the colour palette would work here as well, and the art style is a bit more similar, but they've both got this kind of muted, grungy colour palette, and especially with the Terra Volatile, there is quite a lot of like sketchy line work, like cross-hatching and shading, which I think works well with the Hush Tarot. 7 of Cups, 4 of Swords, Dreams maybe. This feels like it's clicking a lot more. Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, beautiful. These feel like they make more sense together. The Wheel and the 6 of Cups, I feel like that's so rudely interrupted by the loudest vehicle outside. Yeah, the Wheel, the 6 of Cups, we've got like this circle here, and I feel like the nostalgia and the looking back of the 6 of Cups is very kind of ties in with the Wheel quite nicely. Like everything is cyclical. 3 of Swords, 10 of Cups, heartbreak, and everything you've ever wanted can exist side by side. Life happens all at once. Yeah, okay, I like these. I'm feeling good about this pair. This is good. Right. Oh, I love this 10 of Wands. So those were decks that I thought might be good, like translators. And then I also grabbed a couple more, and we're very much sticking with the bird theme. I've got this Occult Ornithology by K.S. White. This is an indie majors only deck, and I thought maybe it might work as a kind of clarifier, because this is majors only. It's going to be like big themes, big energy. I think this might work quite well with like multiple cards from the Hush Tarot. Like this is a theme, and then I can kind of read these cards through the lens of that theme. And obviously we've got a lot of birds, so like, well, this is all majors, so that's kind of a lot. The Hierophant, the Empress, the World. The Fool with the 10 of Swords and Death. Okay, endings and new beginnings. Couldn't have said it simpler myself. The Devil. We love that there's a magpie in the Devil. We've got the Devil and the Tower. Fantastic. And the Knight of Cups. Don't risk everything in the pursuit of what your heart desires. Or be careful about what you're risking in that pursuit. Justice, the Hermit, and the 3 of Cups. Ooh, that's interesting. Because the Hermit and the 3 of Cups feel like quite opposite energies. Like the Hermit is very, very solitary. The 3 of Cups is all about celebration. And then Justice is that balance. Temperance with the 3 of Swords and the 8 of Cups. So they're both a kind of loss. The 3 of Swords is that kind of like moment of anguish of like realizing you've been betrayed, or you know, ignorance is bliss until it isn't. And then the 8 of Cups is choosing to walk away from something. So I feel like there's a difference here in like, you don't choose the 3 of Swords moment, but you have decided on the 8 of Cups moment. And then that Temperance is sitting in between, again, trying to balance and create the next movement out of these two. Death, the Chariot, and Strength. We're very majors heavy at the moment. Okay, do you know what? I like these together though, because the Chariot, you're driving forward, and in the Strength, you are taming the beast or being compassionate to whatever your most instinctual self is wanting to do. So I think with the Death, it's like you've got to do the Strength bit. You've got to move through whatever kind of painful feelings you've got. You've got to move through whatever your like instinctual self wants to do in the face of this like painful moment. But you've got to do that in order to be able to drive forward. Okay, I really like these. I really like this way of using the majors only deck as well. I also, I really like these two together actually. They're obviously very different art styles, but I think because we've got the black borders versus this much, for the most part, like a much lighter colour palette, I think it works. Keep the star on top, shall we? And then because it's birds, I've also grabbed the Crow Tarot, and I have a feeling the colour palette will work here too. I haven't done like a trial run of any of these. These are truly just, I grabbed a bunch of decks. Everything is still in complete disarray. They're both bird decks, and I feel like the colour palettes are quite similar because the like parchment edges, like there's a lot of desaturated grey brown tones in the Hush, and there's a lot of these like bluey grey colours and this like off-white yellowy parchmenty kind of colours, and I like the look of them together for sure. Nine of Cups, Three of Cups, celebrate the moment that you're in. Queen of Swords, Five of Cups. I feel like this very much, especially with this imagery, plays into the common but I think simplistic perception of the Queen of Cups as kind of ruthless, cold-hearted, bit of a bitch. The Nine of Wands and the Magician. You're tired, you're not defeated yet, you can still make magic. King of Cups, Page of Swords. I think this is such a beautiful Five of Pentacles. I'm not as convinced by these together. Again, I like the way they look, but it's not sparking quite so much. I think maybe they're both just a little bit too abstract, like with the art style of the Crow Tarot. And obviously the Hush Tarot is quite... The art style of the Crow Tarot is abstract in, you know, we've got this like woman with chicken legs and perching on a skull. Like, it is very abstract. And then the art style of the Crow Tarot is... It's kind of klimpy, isn't it? It's this kind of abstract shapes and form, so I don't think it quite works as a translator. Right, and then last but not least, I wanted to give it a go with the Outgrow Yourself Oracle, which is just one of my favourite decks of all time. And like, I'll probably do this. When I read with Tarot and Oracle together, I tend to read with one Oracle card and a couple Tarot. Grow through life, the Knight of Pentacles and the Six of Wands. Make your plans, see them through, celebrate your success. Are you wasting your time with Justice and the Six of Pentacles? Oh, cool to get Justice with the Scales and the Six of Pentacles as well. That idea of like balance and reciprocity. Like, is it reciprocity or are you wasting your time? I mean, to be honest, I love the Outgrow Yourself with literally anything. It's just one of my favourite decks. Grow out of it with the Emperor and the Four of Cups. I feel like that's you know, don't ignore what's right in front of you. Don't ignore that fourth cup that's being held out to you, but also focus on the bigger picture or prioritise the bigger picture. How far would you go for love? Queen of Cups and Knight of Swords. Oh, that's a very cool combination. The Queen of Cups, obviously very, usually seen as very nurturing, very motherly. And then the Knight of Swords being somebody who's fighting for their ideals. And oh, I really like these two together, especially like the kind of shoot first, ask questions later sort of vibe of the Knight of Swords I always get. And then this very nurturing Queen of Cups as well, like kind of two sides of the same coin almost. How do I start valuing myself? With the King of Swords and the Six of Cups. I think I see this as a like inner child, and then the King of Swords being like heir of air, being this very mind over heart and trying to make the wise logical decision. And maybe that is not always in your best interest. Maybe you do need to think about how you feel and yeah, do that kind of look to the past, look to what you valued before, look to what's been important to you, go from there. Okay, I like these together, obviously, because I love the Outgrow Yourself. And I quite like the images as well. There's a lot of flowers. Oh, what's happening? There's a lot of, obviously there's a lot of flowers in the Outgrow Yourself. There's a lot of plants in the Hush Tarot. Begin with yourself. The Chariot, and the Four of Swords. Take a pause, but don't stop. Yeah, no, I like these. I like these a lot. Okay, I think that was it. That was it for the Hush Tarot. So the Occult Ornithology, the Outgrow Yourself, and the Terra Volatile. Loved those three. Definitely going to try and work with the Hush Tarot with some other decks and see if I can make it work for me, or if I finally need to actually let it go. Okay, next up, I have the Woven Path, which was a Kickstarter deck that I backed forever ago. I finally received in September. I think it was September. And what have I done? It's really, really beautiful. It's this medieval tapestry kind of vibe, but it's by 78 different artists. So the title at the top, you've got Queen of Cups by Kat G. Bermelin. So we've got the artist on each card, and they're all different, but I think they are really cohesive, which is something that usually puts me off a 78, a multi-artist deck. You know what I mean. And this is really, really beautiful. And I want very badly to love it. It came in around my birthday when I had a lot of other stuff came in, and also life was just busy at that time. So I didn't really give it a lot of attention, and then it's just kind of fallen by the wayside a little bit, and I want to give it some love because I think it's gorgeous. So I'm going to start with an oracle because it is what is on top of the stack. This is the Citadel Oracle, and this, first of all, I just really like it. It's a recent addition. I got it for Christmas, and I just really love the deck. I think it's fantastic. So, oh yeah, we'll do the get myself situated. And this is medieval kind of styled, the Woven Path, but I read so much fantasy that is medieval kind of set that I feel like they go together, and obviously the tarot is always a little bit magical. So the Citadel is an archetypes deck, and I like the keywords that are on it. So we've got the archetype of the poet, relationships, and vulnerability, which I think works really well actually with the Nine of Wands and the Six of Swords. It's definitely a vulnerable moment. You're vulnerable in both moments, but I think with the Nine of Wands, you've got all you're holding one, you've got all the rest of the eight stocked behind you. Like, you've got resources, and those resources might be relationships. And in the Six of Swords, you know, you're not alone in this journey. So that works. I'm not so convinced about the art style though. The Cartographer, Crossroads, Exploration, Page of Cups, and Strength. Okay, that is quite cool. And I like these three better. I think it is just a matter of what colours are cropping up in the Woven Path, but this is lovely with the little rabbits. I feel like all the pages are about exploration for me, among other things. A crossroads and exploration. And maybe strength as an exploration of the self. You can view it that way. The Dancer, self-expression and strength with the King of Coins and Three of Cups. This is giving very Legolas to me. This is so cool. The Musician, inspiration and gratitude with the Seven of Cups and the Tower. Wow, okay. I feel like I like inspiration as a keyword for the Seven of Cups. That kind of, sometimes it's illusion, but I think inspiration, you know, all falls under that. And then the Tower. Everything has its ups and downs. There are also these elemental symbols on the Citadel Oracle, which, truth be told, I have not read the guidebook, so I don't know exactly what the different suits correlate to, but you could definitely use it as just elemental associations in a tarot reading. So like, we've got earth, we've got coins. The Fool is usually air, isn't it? Opportunities, growth. Don't hold too tightly, you've got to take a leap to grow. Yeah, not my favourite, which is unfortunate because I had high hopes, especially because there's all this gorgeous like coppery gilding, which is like a similar colour, but anyhow, life goes on. I think the rest I have are pretty much all tarot, and this is possibly an insane choice, but I've been surprised by what the Marielle Tarot has looked good with in the past. So kind of, I just want to see. I just want to see. Give her a go. That's certainly extremely beautiful. 8 of Cups, Page of Wands. Page of Coins, King of Coins. 7 of Coins, 3 of Swords. Don't let the heartbreak stop you. Hanged Man and the Knight of Cups. I think they're very beautiful together. Oh, that looks so good together. The 8 of Swords and the Ace of Swords. And it's so interesting, this 8 of Swords, there's this like binding. Like he's trapped. And then obviously the 8 of Swords, we're blinded, we're surrounded by our swords. 7 of Wands and the Sun. I love the briars, the thorns in this. Yeah, I'm not super convinced, but I think the Marielle is so intense, and I also think that a 78 different artist deck is maybe not the way to go. I love these two together though. Oh, 3 of Coins and 3 of Discs. Okay. Oh, you can see, showing it well here, there's spot gloss on all the cards, like instead of a gilding. I'm really, really liking this as opposed to a gilding. And I love how it picks up this like eye shape. Okay, well that seems like a pretty perfect place to end it, but I feel like the Marielle is not gelling with it too well. But I just wanted to see. Right, next up, I want to try it with the Deviant Moon, because I think there's something in the colour palettes that work together. And the Deviant Moon has gone with a surprising amount of decks when I tried to pair it, because it's got a very like grey-brown kind of grungy vibe to it, but then there's a lot of bright colours in there as well. The World and Temperance, the 4 of Wands, and the 6 of Cups. So the 4 of Wands, instead of being a wedding, in this one I think my camera is kind of washing out a little bit, but there's this like family of curious fox wing creatures, and then the 6 of Cups is so often about childhood or a child self or that nostalgia. 4 of Cups and the Moon. The Wheel of Fortune and the 10 of Cups. So we've got 2 10s, and 10s are always an end of a cycle. I like how the poses kind of mirror each other a little bit here. The 7 of Swords and the Fool. I think that's interesting, seeing the 7 of Swords next to the Fool, because the 7 of Swords is so often seen as somebody who's like a sneaky thief or a trickster or what have you, and I think it's more nuanced than that, but you know, that's one way I'm interpreting it. And he's got his like map on his back and he's climbing away. And then the Fool also, if you think about the Fool as in like a jester, I feel like that's somebody who can be a bit tricksy as well. 5 of Swords and the 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, I'm not super convinced about these two. Ace of Cups in the World. Yeah, I think these look good together, but I don't know, it's not clicking. All right. This is the Russian Tarot of St. Petersburg. I don't know, the vibes with the borders. It feels very like medieval tapestry appropriate. Devil and the 2 of Clubs or Wands. Interesting. 5 of Cups, 9 of Clubs. And the Russian Tarot. 3 of Wands, 3 of Clubs. Okay, they're matching up. Actually, this is a good example. So the Russian Tarot of St. Petersburg is obviously very stylized, but it reads as a very straightforward Rider-Waite-Smith clone to me, or I don't know about clone, but it reads as a very straightforward Rider-Waite-Smith interpretation, whereas the Woven Path, not so much. Like here, this is a less traditional 3 of Wands, whereas this is, you know, in the pose and in the scenery, is much more consistent with the Rider-Waite-Smith. So I thought it might also be I don't think this deck needs nearly as much translation as the Hush Tarot does, but you know, it kind of can act in that way all the same. I love this moon card. I think it's stunning. And this death is also gorgeous. Death and the Ace of Coins. You've got endings, you've got beginnings. Four of Swords, Four of Cups. Yeah, it's not clicking. Five of Coins, King of Cups. The Hierophant and the Fool. Queen of Coins, Four of Coins. I think it must be the matte finish on this, but it's showing up as looking quite like washed out and dusty, which I don't think is how it looks in real life, but it's looking a little bit like blah on camera. But I think it's just the matte finish making, because as annoying as glossy cardstock is to show off on camera because you get the reflection, glossy finishes in general tend to make the colours pop more, whereas this is a very matte cardstock except for that spot gloss. I've got a couple more, but I'm not sure if I'm going to have found anything successful to go with the Woven Path. I have the Tarot de Carlotidas, which, I don't know, something about it. This is quite whimsical, and I thought that again would fit with the kind of like fantasy medieval vibes maybe. The Lovers and the Knight of Swords. 10 of Wands, 5 of Wands. But I'm not sure. Ooh, those are gorgeous. Knight of Coins and the 10 of Swords. This is so beautiful. Maybe I don't want to pair it. Maybe I just want to read the Woven Path by itself. I just need to give it some attention, because it really is stunning. Judgment, the 5 of Swords. Justice and the Moon. The Emperor and the Lovers. Hermit and the High Priestess. Yeah, I think the Woven Path is maybe so gorgeous that I just need to use it. Or maybe because it's a multi-artist deck, it's hard to pair with things anyway. The Sun, the King of Wands. We'll do one more. The Empress and the 9 of Pentacles. I think go together very nicely as cards, not these specifically kind of don't really work. But anyway, right, I have one more. Honestly, I'm not holding out too much hope at this juncture, but we'll see. So this is the Golden Tarot by Cat Black. Oh my god, it's the Empress again. My edition of this is, I've trimmed it. It used to have borders that match the backs, and actually there's a new edition that isn't glossy. It's got a linen finish. And anyhow, all that to say, this is late medieval, early Renaissance art digital collage, I believe. And obviously the medieval and the medieval tapestry vibes of the Woven Path, I thought they might go quite well. And actually I'm really liking these. I am really liking these. 2 of Cups and Queen of Cups. The colour palette there is just perfect. The Queen of Wands and the Magician. A lot of creative energy. 6 of Wands, 3 of Wands. You can't celebrate before you've put your plans into action. Page of Swords and the Chariot. It's a lot of movement. I like this Page of Swords. I like how much movement there is in this Page of Swords. The Knight of Cups and the High Priestess. Okay, maybe I do. Maybe I will read this with another deck. Maybe I will read it with the Golden Tarot. I think also I know the Golden Tarot really, really well because I did a lot of my learning with this deck. 2 of Wands and the Emperor. I like how they're facing in opposite directions, and the colour palette, it's almost like they're kind of back to back, because also obviously the 2 of Wands is it Mars and Aries, and then the Emperor is Aries, so that's quite cool. 10 of Cups and the Hierophant. Okay, I like these. Especially like this one, this Knight of Wands from the Woven Path. This has a lot more of the medieval kind of like styling to it in like the form of the figures and such, so it works really nicely. the King of Swords, and the Lovers. Yeah, Ace of Swords and the Fool. Okay, I do like this. But I think also, honestly, I just need to read with the Woven Path in its own right. I just need to pay attention to it. Right, so that was my last potential deck pair for the Woven Path. And like I say in conclusion, I just need to give it some attention. Alright, the third deck I want to find a pair for today is the Master Hour Tarot. When have I talked about this? I talked about this in my last 10 decks and obviously my indie tarot deck collection. This one is a new one to me. It came in right at the end of December. And this is the holographic version. So it's very flashy. It's loud. This deck has a lot to say. And I mean, I would love to hear it, but also there's a lot going on. So it does show up a little bit harder to see under the lights, which is unfortunate, but as you can see, there's a lot happening. There's a lot of pattern, there's a lot of like it's using different fonts. It's a very red based color scheme, but there's still a lot going on. There's a lot of details in this deck and I think it's really cool, but I also love to pair my decks and I would love to find some ways to work with this. So, okay, so this is the Tantric Dakini Oracle, which I thought would maybe work because of the collage art style. This is like an analog collage oracle deck. And I thought with the busyness and the kind of, it's almost got like a patchwork vibe to it. Like there's so many different fonts and there's so many like repeating patterns, and like here there's this pattern in between the red on this like floor. I don't know, like it has almost like a bit of a patchworky collage feel to the art style, so I thought it might work nicely with a collage deck. And I have a few different tarot decks that are analog collage, but I kind of wanted to try an oracle. So hence the Tantric Dakini. We've got self-created with the Empress and the world. I love that. The Empress being about creation, the world being this like idea of completion, and then self-created. That's wonderful. Wish-fulfilling gem with the 7 of Wands and the 6 of Wands. Hard work and celebration. Not exactly wish fulfillment, but hey, magic carpet with the 2 of Swords and 3 of Cups. From a place of indecision to celebration. The Lovers and the 9 of Swords with Wheel of Great Time. That's cool. I like the Lovers and the 9 of Swords together. I think that's interesting because the Lovers is very much like a choice, a commitment to something that you know is going to have difficulties, it's going to have fallout, and the 9 of Swords is that like anxiety, that manifestation of that aspect of the Lovers. And then yeah, I mean the wheel is always turning, things are always changing, there are ups, there are downs, you've just kind of got to ride the wave. Heart drop with the King of Swords and the Knight of Wands. Okay, I really like this. I think this is really cool. I also do have to work a lot more with the Tantric Dakini. It's also a fairly new one in my collection. It's got a whole big guidebook that I haven't really cracked into yet. So there's definitely a lot I can dig into in both these decks, but survival with Judgment and the Page of Pentacles. That's cool. Okay, so Tantric Dakini, I like it. Ooh, abundance with the King of Pentacles, yes. King of Pentacles and then 8 of Wands for abundance. I really like that, you know. 8 of Wands is ideas, is inspiration. King of Pentacles, Master of Resources. Okay, so that was, I think, the only oracle that I had to grab. Is that true? Yeah. All right, so onto tarot decks, and sticking with the collage theme, the analog collage, and also going with all the red and pink. Can you guess? I wanted to give it a go with the Goddess of Love Tarot, which I still want to trim. I just want to take like half of the red border off, just like trim it down a little bit. I think that would look good. Okay. Yeah, so it's analog collage, and the color scheme I feel like matches quite well. Again, it's hard to tell with the holographic glare, but 2 of Cups, 2 of Pentacles, lots of 2s, lots of balance, lots of duality. Page of Wands and the Witch of Swords. The Witch is the Knight. So Page of Wands, Knight of Swords. 5 of Cups, 6 of Swords. You're in your feelings and then you make your decision to move on. 8 of Swords and the Lovers. You're feeling trapped by the choice that you've made, by the fact that you have to make a choice. Interesting. Ace of Swords and the Sun. Inspiration, ideas, with all that paradise of the sun, but the sun is still a walled garden. You've got to get out there eventually. Queen of Wands and the 8 of Swords. I like these together, and this seems like a really obvious pick. The Enchantress, that'll be, yeah, so that's the Magician. Ace of Pentacles, the Magician. A lot of creation. Creation again with the Empress. Yeah, no, I really like this together. I love the Goddess of Love Tarot. And this is another reason I like deck pairs, is because then I can use more decks at one time. Like, I love the Goddess of Love. I want to use it more. This is a new deck. I want to use it. So, like, I can use them both. Oh, God, that glare is nuts. Like, do you see what I mean? Especially like, with the backs. Like, the pink gorgeousness. I'm here for it. 7 of Cups, Ace of Swords. So many ideas, but you have got to pick one. You've got to cut through the noise. Knight of Pentacles and Balance, which is Justice. Yeah, okay, I really like this pair. I don't know, because now that I've done my collage decks, I'm like, oh, actually, if I lean into the chaos of the Mars power, that it does actually seem to work quite nicely. But I thought, as an antidote to the chaos, I would try it with This Is the Wild Unknown. This is obviously the tiny, tiny pocket tin edition. But I thought, well, the black and white with a little bit of colour, maybe they'll work together, but actually I think they're far too different. The High Priestess and the 2 of Pentacles, 2 2s. 8 of Pentacles and the Father of Pentacles, which is the King. Mastery. 10 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles. There's a lot of Pentacles popping up. 10 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles. Kind of 2 extremes. The ideal of abundance and the fear of scarcity. 3 of Wands, 8, 7, 8. 8 of Cups, I can't count. Sometimes you have to walk away from your plans. They don't work out. Ace of Cups, 8 of Pentacles, 2 aces. Yeah, I don't know. I think I can read with them together just fine, because I find this a fairly easy deck to read, the Wild Unknown, which surprised me. I have a whole video about, I never thought I would have this deck. I bought this along with another deck that I thought I'd never want, and then I've actually surprisingly loved both of them. Anyhow, yeah, Hermits and Wands. Like, it's readable. It's not my favourite. I don't dislike it, but like visually it doesn't quite work for me. Okay, this is the Lilifer Tarot, the gold edition, and I am honestly extremely skeptical of this. This was kind of a colour palette thing, because this is very red and pink, and then the Lilifer, it's a blue deck to me in my mind. I realised that the actual colour palette is not quite so blue, but it feels like a very bluey deck. Death and Strength. I think I like these together more than, definitely more than the Wild Unknown though. This just has like a bit more colour. I think the Wild Unknown was too black and white. 4 of Pentacles and the Magician. Are you the Magician? Or are you the Ace of Cups? It's the Ace of Cups because it's 1. Look, my brain is fried. Page of Swords, 9 of Cups. Hierophant. And the, what are we? 6 of Swords. The Moon, the 3 of Swords. All very shadowy. Hanged Man, the 3 of Swords again. Sitting in that discomfort. Yeah, I'm not super convinced, I'm going to be honest. 4 of Swords, 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. What do you think? Let me know. Right, so that was the Lilifer. And then this is the last one I grabbed, but I think I might have to rethink my decision because I did not expect the busy decks to work with this. This is the New Chapter Tarot. It's got a little bit more breathing room in the images, I think. Oh, I like those together though. Nine of Pentacles and the Teacher. But again, I think they're too different, and I think I do need to kind of lean into the busyness. More is more. Maximalist reading vibes. Because yeah, this isn't doing it for me, unfortunately. The Devil and the Eight of Coins. Discs. Ten of Swords and the Hermit. I love this Hermit. Nine of Wands and the Empress. Yeah, they don't click. I love the mirrored poses in these though. The Hanged Man and the Universe. Alright, I have grabbed a couple more just to see. So this is Tarot del Fuego, which is busy and loud and chaotic, and there's an awful lot going on. And it is similarly to the Mars power, it is not very true to the Rider-Waite-Smith in the images. But this pairs with a surprising amount of decks, so I thought I would see if it works with this one. And I think with the white borders it's a no, but I love the colours. There's a lot of strong red in the Tarot del Fuego, which, oh, those look lovely together. The Emperor and the Six of Cups. Did the Emperor and the Six of Cups pop up as a deck pair previously? Six of Swords, Knight of Wands. Oh, the Sun and the King of Wands. I love the way these look. Truly, I don't know if they're going to be the easiest to read next to each other just because there is so much happening. It was interrupted with laundry. Yeah, I'm not sure. Hey, Five of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles. Oh, I like these two together. Oh, I don't know. Like, I don't think they're going to be necessarily the easiest to read together, but I do like them, so I might play around with them anyway. Okay, I think really I need to lean into something that's easy for me to read, and the Cosmic Slumber Tarot is another one that I've like had in purgatory and got out so many times, and the reason that I have found myself wanting to say goodbye to it is because it just like doesn't make sense to read. Like it feels more like an art deck than a tarot deck, but maybe I think they'll look good and maybe they'll talk to each other. So we've got the Ten of Cups and the Moon, the Chariot, the Five of Cups. There's a lot of gorgeous like pink and red in this deck as well. The Star and the Nine of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups and the Eight of Torches, which is Wands. Ace of Wands, Ace of Torches, two Aces of Wands. This background is so beautiful. Two of Wands, Two of Torches. Okay, maybe they want to be friends. Seven of Pentacles with the Hierophant. The Knight of Cups with the Prince of Pentacles. I think the Prince is the Knight, because I think we've got Princess, Prince, Queen, King. Okay, I don't know how long that wasn't recording for, but yeah, so the Princes are the Knights in this deck. Page of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, so core energy. Knight of Swords and Justice. I think the Knight of Swords definitely thinks of themselves as justice. It's a lot of like righteous action in my mind, which is interesting because obviously the Justice is the Libra card and the Queen of Swords is the Libra court. Knight of Wands, Seven of Cups. Yeah, like I'm just not really... Well, the Nine of Swords certainly feels like a tower moment, but I'm not so sure. Three of Cups and the Hermit. I loved it with the Goddess of Love, so I have found a pair for it. So that was the Cosmic Slumber, but again, not really the vibe. But the Tantric Dakini Oracle and the Goddess of Love Tarot, I really liked that with the Mars power, so that was successful for the Mars power tarot. Okay, so I feel like overall that was reasonably successful. I know I didn't find anything that I was particularly enamored with the Woven Path, but I have decided just to read that on its own. and I'm looking forward to, I think the Mars power is going to be so fun to play with, and I'm going to give the Hush Tarot another chance and see where I end up with it, see if I can make it click for me, because I think it looked so good with the Terra Volatile and it was really fun with the Occult Ornithology as well. So in my mind, that was pretty successful. I think this has been a long one, so I'm going to leave you there. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of my pairs. Let me know if you have anything that you pair with any of these, especially the Hush Tarot, because this is the one, like these two, I love these. I have no intention of getting rid of these. I just need to spend some time with them. The Hush Tarot, I'm not so sure about, so let me know if you have a deck pair that you like with the Hush Tarot. And I will let you go. Thank you for spending some time with me. Give me a like if you liked it and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.